Okay, good morning. I'm not sure what day it is. Well, I know it is Wednesday, and I think it's the 13th of June. And I am finally back out here on the hiking trails, and it's kind of dark. I know I left the house a little bit too early today. I left at 5:20 in the morning. The sun actually came up at 5:30. It's now about 5:45, and it's a little dark because there's clouds. You see off back there, there's clouds off to the east, and the sun is behind it, and there's a woodpecker somewhere behind me. I just heard it. Anyway, I am out here to have a good day of hiking. Let's get in the sun and what little there is. I was all alone up here until just a few moments ago. Somebody just came driving up to hit the hiking trails. So today we're at the usual place, and unfortunately they closed this down. Good morning! Unfortunately they closed this area down when they have their show down there. So there's my car right over there, and I was about to talk a little bit about the outdoor amphitheater there. It is the season for that to be in full use, and tomorrow, Thursday, they have gigs up here Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So they close this parking lot down and they use it for their staging area or bus parking or whatever. So I'd have to park somewhere else, and the trails would still be open, but I don't want to be up here. I don't want to be in this town that time because there's just so many people. This is a really wild place down there. People have actually died from drug overdoses and stuff like that numerous times, so it's not a good thing. So anyway, this is the Reservoir Road right here. We're going to be coming back down that if everything goes all right. But today we're going to be taking this trail here, and I don't know where the original trail came out. There was a trail that came up from the horse trails to here, and I'm not sure where that's at. I think it was right in this area. So as we go down here, I've only been on it once since they built it, and we'll try to find parts of the original trail. But as you can see, weeds and things are growing, so it might be hard to pick out. So let's go down here and get on to the horse trails. And as I start the trail, I see the sun is finally starting to top out over the clouds off to the east. All right, let's get a good hike in today. So this is a new trail that they built back in the 80s, and the original trail would have come up this gully and just kept going right up in there. And somewhere up here we had a fort. We had built a really nice fort out of actually lumber that we had pilfered. Me and a couple of my friends and my little brother, we had pilfered lumber from the venue down here as they were building that in 74, 75, something like that. I feel guilty about that now, but eventually it was found and they removed it, and we never got in trouble about that. All right, we'll head down this way and meet up with the horse trails. So I haven't got to the horse trails yet, and we're now on an original road that had been built up here but never used. And this is it right here. This would lead us all the way down to the venue down here. As you can see, it'll continue on, but the trail building people have changed the trail, and once you get down there so far, it's all no trespassing and it's all fenced off and all the rest. But this would go all the way down and eventually meet the horse trails. And I call them the horse trails because that's what we knew them as, but they were a water ditch trail that brought water to the town down here. And you can see over here how close we are to the venue area. All right, so now we go this way, and this is a trail constructed sometime in the 1980s by the trail people. I'm glad I came out here today. I wanted to do at least one hike this week. I'm going to try to do 2, and I'll talk about that more when we get to the end of the horse trails. Okay, you can hear the traffic down there on the highway. We're now coming up to the mudslide area where a family friend David lost his tennis shoe early one morning in the 1970s when he tried to wade through all that fresh mud there. Somewhere down there his shoes still exist. By the way, I have the camera on the selfie stick. I might have already said that. And I do have it tethered to a string so we don't end up losing it over a cliff. And there are an awful lot of cliffs here. I wouldn't want to drop my camera down there. You can see the creek down there. And down there you see the big cement structure that was part of the railroad that existed somewhere from the highway over there to very close to that area. Nobody knows exactly where it ran, but it ran there in the late 1800s to early 1900s. Yep, that thing's been there a long time. We never knew what it was for. Okay, I have made it to the very first bridge, crossing over the creek. We got a nice bench there that I'm going to take advantage of. Have a little sit down and drink some water. The creek is almost completely null and void of water. There's just a little bit here. Already here it is June and creeks are starting to dry up here. Well, we got plenty of sunshine up there in the top of the trees, but none down here. Oh, it feels good to sit down for a few moments and drink some water. So we're basically to the area where the horse trails end. The water ditch ends. We go across a bridge and up there to the big open area where the hippies used to park their hippie vans and drink beer and whatever way back when I was a teenager. And that's where the water pump house is at, and that pump house delivered water to the ditch trail, which is right there, and which delivered water to the town. And it probably has something to do with feeding the steam engine of the big cement thing that we saw down there. Probably had something to do with that, but I don't know. So we're going to get up here to where the parking lot is for this part of the trail, and across the highway is going to be the granite road that goes west, and that is the road. That's basically where the freight engine that ran right over here basically went across what is now the highway and proceeded up into the mountains, and that freight engine carried lumber mostly, from what I can understand, but it also brought gold ore down to the town. And so we're gonna follow that on our next hike. We're gonna drive up there and park, and then get on to where the original railroad ran, and we're gonna follow it for quite a long ways. I don't think I'll be able to follow it all the way. I don't know. I'm having issues with arthritis, and that's kind of keeping me from doing this. I feel good today, and likely tomorrow I'll feel good. And if I decide to come up here tomorrow and hike, everything will be fine. But unfortunately, after 2 days, hiking 2 days in a row, I find that I can't go for a third. And after that second day of hiking in a row, I end up having to load up on pain pills that night because my ankle, my hip, my knee hurts just too bad after 2 straight days. So I'm going to try doing every other day. Do today and then not hike tomorrow, and then come up here on Friday and try to do the try to follow the railroad up the hill, and we'll just see how that goes. I'm trying to avoid taking pain pills at all, especially the narcotic, the oxycodone. That has side effects for me personally that I don't particularly enjoy. It works good. Oh boy, when my ankle is just throbbing and throbbing and throbbing, and I can't stand it, I can't go to sleep. It just knocks me out like no other. So it is good, but the side effects are bad. Anyway, we'll drink a little bit more water, and then we'll hit the trail and continue on up here.